of Kartik Mass meditation. So this session is dedicated to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of the worldwide Hare Krishna movement. Srila Prabhupada ki. So we have been taking this theme on the first day, how our life is compared to an exam. And it is not just one test paper which is common to all of us. The test paper also varies. But ultimately there is one exam that each one of us have to go through. We don't have a choice. And that exam is the exam of death, which each one of us have to go through, and that journey we have to travel alone. And the criteria or the yardstick of success is, as given in the scriptures, no matter what we do throughout the life, if we are able to remember the Lord at the time of death. Etavan Sankhya Yogabhyam Swadharma Parinishtaya Janma Labha Parapuman Ante Narayana Smriti. Janma Labha Parapumsam Ante Narayana Smriti. Ante Narayana Smriti is unanimously mentioned in all the scriptures, cutting across which scripture you want to take. Says the importance of remembering the Lord at the time of death. The human form of life is given for that purpose. But it's not easy, it's a very difficult exam, so we may have fear how we can pass the exam. But if you really want to become fearless to pass this exam, the trick which is given by Sukadev Goswami is Harer Namanu Kirtanam. Etan nirvidyamananam ichhatam akuto bhayam yoginam nirpanirnitam Harer Namanu Kirtanam. If we are able to chant the names of the Lord continuously, who can do that? That's also difficult. So then we moved on that on day 2, where do we receive this knowledge and what kind of knowledge we should get? So we saw this verse from Bhagavatam. It says, Yasvanubhavam akhila shruti saramekam adhyatma deepam atitirushatam tamo andham samsarinam karunaya purana guhyam tam vyasa sunamupayami guru muninam. Very beautiful verse. What to hear and from whom to hear? So we saw some criterias of that. Then we moved on, and on third day we saw that how there is a powerful medicine or a tonic that we should all try, and that powerful medicine has 7 benefits. So this verse that we took it from Mukundamala Stotra, it says, Vyamoha prasamausadham munimano vritti pravritti ausadham Daitendrarti Karausadham Tribhuvane Sanjeevane Kausadham Bhaktatyanta Hitausadham Bhavabhaya Pradvamsanai Kausadham Shreya Prapti Karausadham Pivamana Shri Krishna Divyausadham. So this Divyausadham, this transcendental medicine of the glories of Krishna, is called Divyausadham. It's not ordinary Ausadham, and it has got 7 benefits which we had seen in the previous class. Day 4th, we took the mentality of the toppers. There are people who apply for all these competitive exams, and when they come out successful, they give interviews. So their photos are put. So like that, there are some toppers who are the gopis, who have excelled in this path of devotion. So we saw their mentality. It's a very beautiful verse. This comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Saundaryam lalalani dhairya dalanam lila ramma stambhini. Saundaryam lalalani dhairya dalanam lila rama stambhini Viryam kandukitadrivaryam amala pare parardham guna Seelam sarvajanaanuranjanam aho yashyayam asmat prabhu Viswam vishwajanina kirtir avatad Krishno jagan mohana. So we saw what is their mentality, and they spoke about something called Venu Gita. We saw that. Beautiful verses, and we saw how what should be our goal, that ultimate aim in life, what is that laksha, and that we can see that the vision of this gopis who are here, what is their vision when Krishna is playing that flute and comes, he looks back, gives a sidelong glance looking back while going for herding cows. That vision that they want to capture. And for us also, they say that this is the perfection of all our eyes. For those who have eyes, we think there is no greater object of vision. So our laksha should be to capture the beauty of the deities who are available to us in the form of Sri Sri Radha Damodar. And yesterday's meditation was molding one's life. And Prabhu had quoted this one, everyone is anxious to achieve the highest perfection of his particular activity. And it is indicated herein that such perfection is Narayana Smriti, for which everyone must endeavor his best. And endeavoring his best is actually trying to mold our life so that we can remember the Lord at the time of death. In other words, life should be molded in such a manner that one is able to progressively remember the personality of Godhead in every step of life. And this is possible by Prabhupada's system, Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtana, Bhagavat Shravana, Mathura Vas, Srimurtira, Shraddhaya Sevan. And what helps us to mold our life is Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahishnuna, Amanina Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadaharihi. So this also we saw. One of the interesting thing which you should all pay attention in this verse, Trinadapi Sunichena, we saw that in the previous verse, Sukadev Goswami is telling, Etan nirvidyamananam ichchatam akuto bhayam, yoginam nripa nirnitam harer namanu kirtanam. The chanting of the name of the Lord is the most fearless way of achieving that success that we are looking for in life. But in this verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reveals, he uses one word, you can chant Hare Krishna. One can chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind. We can chant. Actually, Kirtaniya Sadahari is not an impossible thing. We can do it. Provided Trinadapi Sunichena. We understand that we are lower than the straw in the street, more tolerant than the trees, Tarorapi Sahishnuna, Amanina Manadena, without expecting any honor for ourselves, giving honor to everyone. Only if somebody does these four things that he is able to chant the names of the Lord. Otherwise, it's always there is disturbance, there is problem, there is conflict. You can chant. Actually, Prabhupada in one of the lectures stresses on this word can. You can chant Hare Krishna. It is possible. It's not something which is not possible. Okay, so now we are on day 6. That takes some 5-6 minutes to come to this. So what are we going to do today? Very interestingly, continuing with the same theme that Prabhu had brought yesterday, that we have to become an instrument in the hand of the Lord. What does this mean, to become an instrument in the hand of the Lord? Gautam? Srinivas? Surrender, okay. What does it mean to become an instrument? It's good to say that we should become an instrument in the hands of the Lord, but what does it mean? What's your name, birthday boy? Ameya? Abhaya? Amay. Do you know what is the meaning of the word instrument? You can try. There's nothing right or wrong. No? Okay. What is that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Good. Right. No, that's a good response. The only thing is, of course, the instrument can be good or bad, but the instrument can be, I mean, you will be able to use it or not use it. Imagine if the instrument, if it is an axe or something, and if it is blunt, then even though the instrument is there in the hand of someone, he can't use it to cut trees because there is no sharpness in that. For the instrument to be effective, it has to be in its best form. It has to be sharp enough so that somebody can use it in the hands and can do whatever he wants to. So becoming an instrument in the hand of the Lord, like, suppose you are writing an exam for your college exam or competitive exam or something. Who's actually writing? Krishna is writing? Guiding. But the pen, imagine if the pen has a thinking ability, you'll say, I'm only writing, no? But who's writing? Actually, pen is the instrument. Pen is being used by the man. The intelligence which the man has is given by Krishna. But if the pen is not, nobody gives the success. Whenever these toppers, there is an interview, they don't say that, okay, I attribute my success to the pen in which I wrote. They say that, it was years of hard work, my parents' blessings, I went to this coaching institute, so many things. Nobody remembers the pen. But without the pen, writing exam is not possible. So just keep that in mind. Becoming a pen which is effective, where there is no ink which is coming out, it works properly, and a person is able to use that pen to write the exam, that is what we should try to become an instrument. We will go a little further. How do we become instrument in the hands of Krishna? That is what we should see. Because molding life is dependent on that particular thing, becoming instrument in the hands of Krishna. Very interesting, this verse from Bhagavad Gita, where this word directly, this nimitta word comes. So we will chant this verse. Tasmat tvam utishta yasho labhasva jitva satrun bhung swarajyam samruddham maya vaite nihata purvameva nimitta matram bhava sabhyasachin. So this is when Krishna is showing his Kala Rupa. There is a Vishwarupa of the Lord, and there is a very gory, very fearsome, fierce form of the Lord, which is like the Kala Rupa, where Arjuna saw that everybody is being sucked. Bhishma, Drona, Karna, they are all being sucked, entering into the mouths of Krishna. There's in Bangalore, I remember there was one child. We have those programs. What is that cultural this thing they do? They come in the summer camp, cultural camp, Sanskriti. They were not called Sanskriti earlier. So whatever. So there was one child I remember very distinctly. He had asked one question. One of the sessions I was taking. Is it Krishna or is it somebody else? Because the form of the Lord is very ferocious. The fire is coming out. Some people are getting sucked. Some people are coming out. Even seeing that, Arjuna said, "Bhai, close the curtain. I want to see Krishna's 400 form. I want to see Krishna. I want to see you in your 200 form. I can't even withstand this." So here, after seeing that form, Krishna is telling, "Tasmat tvam utishta yasho labhasva." You arise, O Arjuna. You get up now. Yasho labhasva. You get the fame that you deserve. Jitva satrun. You become victorious over the enemies. Bhungsva, you enjoy. Bhungsva rajyam samruddham. Entire kingdom is now yours. You can enjoy the kingdom. Maya vaite nihataha. I have already killed these people. They are already killed by me. Maya vaite nihata. Purvameva. They are already killed by me. Nimitta matram bhava sabhyasachin. You know what is the meaning of the word sabhyasachi? No. Good try, but not. Sabyasachi is someone who can who can shoot arrows with both his hands simultaneously. So, have you tried doing any time archery? How difficult or easy it is? It's not easy. But somebody is able to shoot arrows. Yeah. Somebody is able to shoot. Acha, sorry. Somebody is able to. I'll look towards that direction. Somebody is able to shoot arrows in both directions. Must be very. That's called ambidextrous. So he's Sabhyasachin. Krishna is using the word Sabhyasachin. That means you are really very powerful. You are ambidextrous. But he's also saying Nimitta Matram. You become an instrument. Though you are very skillful, you're a great archer, but you become an instrument in my hand. So what does this word instrument, becoming an instrument in Krishna's hand, what does it mean? I want to give you this example because we've been talking about Venu Gita. You see this flute which Krishna is carrying. What is it made up of? Bamboo? So you doubt bamboo. Confirmed, right? That's bamboo only. Okay, bamboo, when it becomes dry, that is how the flute is made, and it has got holes, right? Now, this simple flute, which is made up of dry bamboo, can moisten the eyes of so many gopis. The simple bamboo, which has got holes, which can't even hold anything, can produce sound of different ragas. Very wonderful. How does this happen? Because the bamboo, the dry bamboo, has chosen to become an instrument in the hand of Krishna by becoming a flute. So when somebody willingly becomes an instrument in the hand of the Lord, there is some tremendous empowerment which comes. Like a simple bamboo which is dry can moisten the eyes of so many gopis, so many devotees. And the sound that it produces, very enchanting, though it has got holes. Another example, we've been talking about, this is Damodar month, where Mother Yashoda bound Krishna with this rope. Dama means rope and Udara means belly. So that's why Krishna's name is Damodara. One very interesting pastime related to this this rope and related to that. And I'll show you this picture. Can you guess something from these two pictures? What is it that has got to do with instrument? Who used the rope as instrument? Use that rope as an instrument for what? Huh? Try. To trees. But rope didn't have a role to play there, isn't it? Or did it? Motor. Okay. Any guess how old Krishna was? Okay. So assuming he's 2 to 3 years old, any 2 to 3 years baby, they come right here sometimes. How much of strength they will have? Not much, right? They'll be crawling at the max or whatever it is. They don't have any strength. And Mother Yashoda was so loving that when she's trying to bind Krishna, she's also not using some heavy rope. Like, there are types of ropes. You get some rope which is used for, drying the clothes, like the cloth line. That has to be a little thick. We use some kind of rope to pull the chariot. That rope is thicker. Mother Yashoda knew that I'm just punishing my baby, and she was using something like very silk, soft cloth, soft rope. And the mortar is also not very heavy thing. That it's not a very big thing. It is used for crushing things. It's not something very. It's not very heavy. So if the rope would have been very strong, then when the trees are getting, when the mortar got struck there, if the rows are strong, then the mortar would have broken off, would have fallen apart. Or if the mortar is very strong and the rope is light, then the rope would have snapped. But nothing happened. And the two huge, gigantic Arjuna trees fell down. It is because Krishna chose this mortar and rope to become an instrument in him. Krishna empowered that. That is how these trees got uprooted. It is not that on their own this mortar or rope had the strength. It is because Krishna empowered that they could uproot these trees. So very interestingly, if you see these two examples, a flute, which is also is an inanimated object. It is made up of dry bamboo. And this mortar and rope became an instrument, became empowered to do something powerful. What to speak of a living being, a human being? If he becomes an instrument in Krishna's hand, can Krishna not make a living person, a devotee, a human being, an instrument? He can. And when that empowerment comes, then miracle happens. But provided we are ready to go through that pain, like the bamboo had the holes, or the dry bamboo was cut and made to a flute, we should be ready to go through that. Very interestingly, I want to talk about this incident which happened in Bhagavatam, where Arjuna, after he has become victorious, and Yudhishthira has become the king, once he goes to Dwarka for 7 months and he does not come back. To understand the real import of the word instrument, or what is this nimitta matram bhava sabhyasachin, that instrument, one has to go little in the pages of Bhagavatam to understand what is this word instrument, what does it mean. So very interestingly, when Arjuna went to Dwarka for 7 months, he was there and he was not coming. At that time, Yudhishthira Maharaj started seeing some evil omens. There were some bad signs. There were dark cloud. There were lot of evil omens which he was seeing, and he was worried why Arjuna is not coming. And then finally, when Arjuna came, there were hundreds of questions asked by Yudhishthira Maharaj. How's Krishna? How are the Dwarkavasis? How they are doing? How all the relatives of Krishna are doing? One after another, he's asking. And Arjuna was not able to even speak. He could not speak because at that time Krishna has already left. And all the Yadavas, they have fought and they have died. So when Arjuna begins to speak, very interesting words, this comes in the Srimad Bhagavatam, you can repeat after me. Arjuna vacha vanchitoham maharaja harina bandhurupina yename aparhatam tejo deva bismapanam mahat. So Arjuna is telling vanchitoham maharaja. Vanchitoham. Now Krishna has left. Maharaja, O king, vanchitoham. Vanchito is actually cheating. Vanchitoham Maharaja Harina Bandhurupina. That Lord, whose name is Hari, Bandhurupina, he was my friend. He was there always with me. Now he has left. Vanchitoham Maharaja Harina Bandhurupina Yaname Apahritam Tejo. My Tejo. There was a lustre, there was a brilliance, there was some kind of radiance which was coming from Arjuna's body. Yaname apahritam tejo. That power, that brilliance, that lustre, that radiance is gone, is withdrawn. Deva Bismapanam Mahat. Deva Bismapanam Mahat. That used to even bewilder the demigods, the great fighters. They used to get scared of seeing Arjuna in his valiant form when he used to come with his chariot and all. But now that the Lord has gone, Harina Bandhurupina, now that the Lord has gone, that Teja has gone from me. Yenome apahritam Tejo. That Teja has been taken away. So it's a very important thing. Actually, everything that we have with us in our life is given by the Lord. The ability, the position, the inspiration to engage in devotional service, everything comes from the Lord. And when the devotional service is over, when that service is over for that purpose why it is given, it is taken away from us. When it is taken away, that thing when it is taken away, please don't get distracted by people coming and going. They are not in the right frame. But at least if you are hearing, pay attention to these things. Very, very important. Otherwise we'll miss out what is this instrument. When the service is over, the Lord takes it away. Sometimes when we have those abilities that we feel because of me this has come about. Well, I gave so much of money because of which this temple came about. I had so much of planning because of which this temple came about. Or I did so nice service. I did some excellent service in talking and meeting people, getting money. That's how temple has come about. And we feel puffed up. Actually, we should always remember everything that we have is borrowed plumes. Imagine if a cow takes some peacock feathers and puts it behind him and takes a selfie, thinking that I'm so beautiful. But that is borrowed plumes. Something similar to that happens. The Lord empowers us when we properly want to become an instrument in His hands. And those abilities, those resources are all given at that point in time. But if for some reason the Lord wants to withdraw, everything will be taken away, as it happened in the case of Arjuna. Arjuna, though he was so great fighter, he could defeat the entire Kuru army virtually single-handedly, but he could not even protect the wives of Krishna from cowherd boys. Harina Bandhu Rupina Yeno me apahritam tejo. So this pride which comes that I did so nice thing, I am so great, because of my this endeavor, this has come about, is something which we should be very, very careful of. Because nothing is ours, everything is coming from Krishna. Krishna gives that ability, Krishna gives that intelligence, Krishna empowers us to do some service. But the moment that pride comes, or even otherwise, when the service comes to an end, Krishna can withdraw that. And if that power is withdrawn, we are nothing. Very interestingly, I want to give you an example to illustrate this. In Ramayana, there is a portion which is called the Sundarkand. Sundarkand, I say, is very sundar, it's very beautiful. And if you read the Sundarkand of Ramayana, actually it is all about the glories of Hanuman. Hanuman, who was so powerful, he could burn the Lanka, he could kill so many demons. And in the battlefield also, in the battle of Rama and Ravana, he was a very important member. He used to, he could plunge, and he could go to Lanka by jumping, just in one shot. All these things are done by Hanuman. Very glorious. I mean, the glories of Hanuman in Ramayana are amazing. But if you see the same Hanuman in Mahabharata, I don't know if you can see him. This photo doesn't show. Where is Hanuman here? He's in the flag, right? He's in the flag. And what was his role, responsibility? It was told, just, make a roar when Arjuna is fighting. Create that fear amongst the opponents. Same Hanuman, he is glorified in one way where he is doing so many wonderful things. But if the same Hanuman is there as a just on the flag, if the Lord wants like that, then it will happen like that. Sometimes in our life, when we take this credit for things that we have done, when we want recognition, when we want to become the proprietor, I am the doer, I have done this. Along with the mentality of saying that I am the doer, also comes the mentality to enjoy. So, because I have done, I deserve some good treatment. I deserve that I should be recognized. I deserve some better treatment. That comes because I am thinking I am the doer. I have done this. And that there lies the problem. There lies the real issue, basically. When we do this service with this mood of participation, this is a great opportunity, this is a great blessing. Lord could have done this on his own. I just became an instrument. I just got a chance to do this service. The moment we start thinking I'm the doer, I have done this, there comes the entitlement. Then I did it and they didn't recognize me. They're not treating me well. I'm supposed to enjoy the fruits of my result because I have done this. So there the entitlement mentality comes, and that leads to the problem. If you read Bhagavad Gita very carefully, 5th chapter, 13th chapter, it is mentioned for any activity that we do, there are three kinds of doers. First, we desire. The living entities, the jiva desire. The Lord fulfills, the Lord sanctions, material energy facilitates. So there are three doers for anything. So not just one, it is not just one person. Maybe, when somebody is trying to become an instrument in the hands of Krishna, he comes and he tries to serve the mission of the pure devotee. Behind him there are blessings of Vaishnavas, there are blessings of Purva Acharyas, there are so many things who are holding him, who are tightly putting him. But if that person foolishly thinks that he has done it himself, that's where the problem lies. That's where the issue lies. And that is why a person cannot become an instrument in the hands of the Lord if he has got this mentality of proprietorship or the false ego. So very interestingly, in the same chapter, when Arjuna begins to speak, as I said, this is the first thing that he spoke, that Vanchitoham Maharaja Harina Bandhurupina Yena me apahratam tejo deva vismapanam mahat. And then he goes on to say that this is my realization in the 21st verse. You can repeat after me. Tadvai dhanus tad ishvaha saratho hayaste soham rathi nripatayo yata anamanti sarvam kshanena tad abhut asad ishariktam bhasman hutam kuhakaradham ivoptam ushyam. Very beautiful words. Arjuna's realization is very powerful. Tad vai dhanus, I still have that same Gandiva. Tad ishavaha, I've got same arrows. Saratho, I've got the same chariot. Hayas, I've got the same horses. So I've got the same chariot, I've got the same horses, I've got the same arrows, I've got the same Gandiva bow. Soham Rathi, I am the same Rathi whom people used to Nripatayo Yata Anamanti. Nripatayo, all the kings, they used to come, they were scared, they were fearful of me. They used to pay respect, they used to bow down. Soham Rathi Nripatayo Yata Anamanti. Sarvam Kshanena Tadabhud Asadishariktam. Ishariktam, when the Lord has left me, Sarvam Kshanena Tadabhut, everything has become useless. Nobody even, I am not able to even protect the wives of Krishna from some cowherd boys. This is my position. So the pride that we have, that I am so and so, I have got so big this thing, I'm donating to temple because of this something, I don't know what it is, that, or I'm such a beautiful singer, I'm such a good nice class I'm giving, so people are getting inspired. Nothing. Actually, it is all coming from Krishna. If he withdraws, actually, if somebody wants to understand what does it mean to become an instrument in the hands of Krishna, one should read the purport of 1:15:5 very, very carefully. Fully, one should memorize actually. Then one can understand how Chandra, Indra, Varuna, Shiva, Brahma, they are all very powerful people. They are given some special abilities, but for a particular service. And when that service is over, Krishna can withdraw. And if Krishna withdraws, it's over. Like for example, there was a house program that we had gone few months back. On that day, there was a storm, a huge storm, and there was no power supply. I was going to talk about Janmashtami, and there was full darkness. They have a very nice house. They've got all kinds of fancy lights. Everything they have arranged. But if the powers from the power source, power is only not coming, what you can do? Same holds true in our life also. Everything that we think is mine, my ability, my this thing, my what do you call my position, my this thing, everything is given by the Lord. So one may say then, okay, if everything is given by the Lord, so what is it? So I am not supposed to do anything, I'll remain passive. No, 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 no. The important thing is, whatever abilities I have, I should use it for Krishna's service. Unlike the pen, which doesn't have any consciousness, or there is no, it doesn't have any feelings, human beings have that free will. When somebody voluntarily decides to become an instrument in the hands of Krishna, when somebody voluntarily decides to engage in devotional service, that is the real meaning of becoming an instrument in hands of Krishna. And not being attached to a particular service, not being attached to doing something because of me, that not being attached to that kind of a feeling. Whatever service I'm getting, because Krishna is giving this service. The fact that I'm able to participate in that service, this service has come my way, I'm happy with that. This service is taken away, something else is coming, I should be happy with that. Oh, वो सर्विस मुझे नहीं दिया, मुझे हमेशा ऐसे पीछे सर्विस दे देते हैं कुछ. No, these are all very, very, very special that we are getting this chance to do some devotional service. Then Arjuna is telling Sarvam Kshanena Tadabhut Asad Ishariktam Bhasman Hutam Kuhakaradham Ibopta Ushyam. There are three examples which he has given. Badrinaran Das, our head priest, he does powerful yajna. Imagine he is doing a yajna, and the yajna is almost over. Like, all the sticks are burned to ashes. Only ash is there. And some donor, somebody comes and says, I have got pure cow ghee. This has to be offered in the ablution. I mean, this has to be offered in the fire, in the mouth of this thing, in the yajna, Vishnu's mouth. So it is ash, and if somebody puts the ghee in that, what will happen? It will bahut aag aayega, isn't it? Lot of fire. Nothing will, it is ash. Nothing will happen. Bhasman hutam. If Krishna's mercy is taken away, if Krishna is not there in our life, no matter how much possession you have, no matter how much, whatever, abilities, the talents, whatever you have, Krishna is not there, it's of no use. Bhasman hutam. Kuhakaradham. Kuhakaradham is a very important, very interesting verse. I remember when I was a student, I had seen one magician performing live. Have you seen any magician doing live? So they'll usually wear a black coat or something, black dress, and then a cap. And then that magician, I don't remember what he had, but it was something like a pipe. And on one side he put some handkerchief, and from the other side some 500 rupee note came out. So he said a 500 rupee note. Kuhakaradham. But actually the trick of a magician, if he is really capable of producing 500 rupee note, why should he come for a 500 rupee magic show? Kuhakaradham. So these are all bhasman hutam, kuhakaradham, ivoptam ushyam. If there is a barren land, and if you sow seeds there, nothing will happen. Something similar to that happens when Krishna withdraws his power. So we should always be, please keep your mobile on silent. If you have something else to do, please go out, no problem. So if we really have to become an instrument, this pride is the biggest problem, where we think I did this, because of me this happened. That leads to, that proprietorship leads to the tendency to become enjoyer. Then I deserve to enjoy that fruit, so I did it, and now that nobody is recognizing me. But when we just become a simple instrument, otherwise, this everything which is coming from Krishna. If it is taken away, is gone. I would conclude with this verse. You don't need to repeat. We're already in 805. We have 5 more minutes, but it's a very beautiful verse. Sararthya parasada sevana sakhya dautya virasana anugamana stavana pranamam snigdheshu pandusu jagat pranitam cha vishnor bhaktim karoti napatis charanaravinde. This is a verse which is spoken by Parikshit Maharaj. Sararthya parasada sevana sakhya dautya. He's telling, look at the Lord, Supreme Lord Krishna, who became a charioteer, Sarathya. Parasada, he was the associate. Sararthya Parasada Sevana, he was serving even Yudhishthir Maharaj. Sakhya, he was friend to Arjuna. Dautya, he was also the night watchman. Virasanu Gamana, he also became a Duta, a messenger. Stavana, Pranamam, he was worshipping. Who is doing this? The Supreme Lord, whom Jagat Pranitam, the entire world, the entire universe actually bows down, pays obeisances to him. To that Lord became Sarathi, Parasada, Sevana, Sakhya, Dautya, Virasana, Anugamana, Stavana, Pranamam, all these things he was doing. Why he was doing this? Because of this one quality of the Pandavas, Snigdheshu Pandusu. Yesterday Prabhu had used one word for the die casting. If the metal has to be melted. It has to be melted and put it in the die. Then the casting can happen. Because of this one quality of the Pandavas, Snigdheshu. Snigdheshu means they were very malleable. If you see the word meaning, this one word lies actually. What does it mean to become an instrument? A person who is malleable, who has given up that pride, who is willing to use his free will, knowing that this is only meant for serving the Lord. Because of that, Snigdhesu Pandusu, the Lord didn't even mind becoming their charioteer, didn't even mind becoming a night watchman, didn't even mind becoming, Sakhya Dautya, by serving Yudhishthir Maharaj, bowing down, doing every single thing. Because of Snigdhesu Pandusu, Jagat Pranatim cha Vishnur, Bhaktim Karoti Nripatis Charanaravinde. So I with lot of devotion and great reverence, I bow down to him. So that is the verse that we had today. Next program that we have is Damodara Ashtakam. Anybody has any question related to this? It's a very interesting topic, but not very often not understood very clearly. Sabyasachi. That's why he is Arjuna. We are not in that position. I mean, we can only know what does it mean. How does it actually work? It's beyond us. Because that Arjuna, who says that he can control the wind. Now, how do you control the wind? But he says, even though I am able to control the wind, I still cannot control the mind. Shri Radha Damodar ki, Shri Nitai Gauranga ki, Shri Prahlad Narsimha Dev ki,